Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my voice suppression is in a good spot. It looks like it's a... Give me a second while I fix it. Hello, hello, is that better? That's... La 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 la. What? Okay. Widen that range up. Okay, there, I think that one's probably better. Okay, okay. So, today, we have PlayStation. Oh no, I'm probably gonna widen my camera angle for this. Yeah. Give me a quick second. Do wide lens. I don't know. Maybe zooming's not necessary here. We'll probably just leave it like that. Oh Lord. First, I'm gonna try to figure out how to take these back fans and the stand off. Okay, so this just unlatches. And same with the stand. Okay. Now, we got this corner. It's gonna be tricky. You push up on it, and you push it down. There we go. That was a little explosive, unintentional. Ooh, yeah. We got some good dust up in there. And for the other side, I've seen some good dust already. There we go. Yeah, I got that one off much easier because I got my practice in. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That is yummy. Okay. There we go. Take our NVMe cover off. And we're going to take our disk drive off. Wait, are these the screws that are completely unnecessary that I'm taking off? Last time I worked on a PlayStation 5, those were completely unnecessary. I believe they are. We're gonna try these, and these are probably it. Right? I don't know, maybe... Let me look at an image of specifically the CD drive. Okay, so the optical drive is under this case. I was right. These screws don't need to be undone. Completely useless. Let me get my magnetizer and magnetize my screw bit. This guy right here is the fun spot. That's where you can upgrade your storage for good and cheap. Get a desktop NVMe SSD and put it in there. Okay, there we go. So, instead what we're gonna be going for is, we're gonna start with our fan grill here. And this part should supposedly be loose. Grab a pry bar. I'll try that. Hard to get in there. I need a big spudger. There we go. There. Perfect. Now we can go for this fan grill. And just so I don't have to remember so much, I'm going to use iFixit to tell me what length each screw should be. Kind of similar to what I did to the last PlayStation that I cleaned. That way I don't have to put in the extra brain power to lay these out in some specific pattern. There we go. We got our fan grill off. Oh, do you see that? Good wisp of dust. It's gonna be a fun one. So similar to the other PlayStation, we got a plastic thing that we peel here. So I definitely recommend, if you take this off, putting it somewhere safe where dust won't get on it. That way you don't have to replace the adhesive on it. And what we have right here, we have a fan cable. And what I believe to be a power supply cable. I believe that's what it uses for the lower voltages on this unit. Yummy. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Delicious. This is just how things get over time, you know? Oh, apparently, they've changed their warranty sticker tactic. Because this has more of the vinyl style. It's still a crappy warranty sticker that, according to Texas standards, this doesn't matter. If you ever have a company, and you live in Texas, if you ever have a company that tries to tell you that they won't replace your device because the warranty is void, specifically because of one of these stickers, kindly remind them that Texas state law says that you're allowed to use or service your items, including removing these stickers, and that they must still honor your warranty. They will change their story real fast. I've seen it before. Especially with stuff like graphics cards where thermal paste goes bad, so you are expected to open it after 6 years. Or even 3, to be honest. Okay. Next up, we're going to gently remove our power supply cable. I'm going to start on this side just because it's the most open. Be careful doing this. I have seen ripped connectors before. It'll be nice and gentle. I mean, if I rip the connector, I'd probably be able to fix that. I've done too much micro soldering. Remove tamper evidence. Did that. Totally not me looking at a guide because I'm too lazy to use my actual brain power this time. I find it's best to pull up a guide even if you know what you're doing, just because it keeps you from from forgetting little things. I need to add my setup a little mat with measurements so I can check screw measurements, so I can always make sure I'm putting things in the right place. On these PlayStation 5s, it's pretty easy because they're all a different thread if they're a different size, so it's kind of hard to mess that part up. Okay, I'm just going to leave those and dump them out once I pull the piece off. All of these are the same size, except for specifically these two. These two are a little bigger. Oh, no, there's also a 7mm right here. That one's gonna be longer. Alright, shorter. I don't know why I called the 7mm longer. This is very much a smaller number. Okay. Now this guy should just lift up. Uh-oh, they have clips in the back. The Nijing, yeah, it's got clips in the back. Okay. We're gonna push down on the CD drive just to leave it behind. Pull this where the clips are towards me. Pull up here first. This is also slightly still screwed in. Okay, there we go. Yes. Can I please remove these screws now? Okay. Perfect. Put those. This guy can come out. Beautiful. Definitely some good dust buildup in there. We can pull our cable here. Nice, even pressure. Okay, we're gonna do this technique again because I hate these connectors once again. Stuff 2 pointy spudgers in there. Slowly jiggle it forward. You want to go towards the outer corners of it. Okay. Then she'll unplug. Perfect. Now your disk drive is free. Again, good dust buildup all around. We got a dust ball here. First dust ball. Heck yeah. Me and the guy who owned this, we were talking about it. We're like, yeah, there's definitely going to be some carpet in there with how long it's been since since it's been cleaned. We're gonna lift this tape. We're probably gonna replace this adhesive, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. It really is just tape to keep the cable from moving. It really isn't super important. But with the state it's in, it's gonna be hard to clean it, so I'm thinking we just remove it. Yeah. Do I have this out enough to remove this cable? Okay, there, now I do. Okay, we have more antennas than on the other model. More fragile cables. That's okay, because I am absolutely a pro at this. First, we're going to disconnect this one. This is the same style as what's in your PS5 controller, where you can just pull them out. So, they don't have any locks that'll fail, thankfully. Next, we're going to go for our antennas. Okay, we have quite a bit of adhesive on these. I'm just gonna remove the adhesive. Once again, I'll have to retape stuff. Oh, I didn't mean to leave behind paper residue. Whatever. I'll just clean it off with isopropyl alcohol when I get to cleaning these metal parts. Once again, this tape is not super important. It just holds down the wire in a nice place, so I can just retape these. The only really special thing about it is this paper tape doesn't tend to leave behind adhesive, but apparently this has had enough hot-cold cycles that this is. Ooh, we got a good carpet built up right here. It's gonna be fun. Now we have a ton of these silver screws to go through, similar to last time, which, once again, I kind of like because the more of those you have, the less likely your board is to bend under the stress of the heat. And leave that in. That one only goes through the board, not through the metal sheath. The board's probably going to be cleaned with how much metal it has covering it. I'm more worried about stripping it down to this heatsink. I'm not going to be taking the heatsink off because liquid metal thermal paste, I don't have any of that. And that stuff lasts a lot longer than regular thermal paste, so it should still be good. I'm just going to take a brush and brush under the heat sink and take an alcohol wipe and wipe the board so it looks brand new. But yeah, with these PS5s, unlike the Xboxes, I usually don't repaste them just because, like I said, liquid metal, an expensive paste that I just don't usually have lying around. Not to mention the repercussions if you mess it up are pretty good. Another thing I would replace if I had spares was thermal pads, but I've run out of those, so. Plus, they usually use, what's it called? They use the liquid thermal pads. KPX? I feel like it's called KPX, but I could be talking into my butt. Also, sorry this stream is so late. I took a fat nap. Felt really good. But then I woke up and I was like, oh, crap, I didn't do the stream I was gonna do. And then I felt bad. I said I'd send the client the link, and they're probably asleep by now. Go. Now, double checking I don't have any screws in here. It wouldn't be very healthy for the board if I start lifting when I do. Okay, I don't. Where is the best place to start lifting from? I'm gonna assume it's right here. I think I was right. There we go. I always try to go towards the edges and not go too deep, just because that's where you know that things are being grounded and you're not going to be going towards any important points. And I did forget 3 screws. Thank goodness I felt that resistance. I mean, that wouldn't have been as bad because it's all on the edge of the board, but still. Kind of counterproductive. There we go. You can see what I mean if you look closely on this. Their thermal pads aren't just pads. They're little dots because it's a liquid that you squeeze on there. It's not really thermal paste because it's a lot thicker. It's meant for wider gaps. But, like, it's a weird substance. That's what I'll say. Now we're gonna go to disconnect our USB board. Which should be a similar process to on the PS5 Slim, although it has a slightly better style connector here. It has a much wider base than the PS5 Slim that makes it way easier to pry that apart and pull this out. I say that and then I can't even pull it out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's as far as that goes. So that... I did it right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now, I should be able to unscrew this, I believe, and lift it out. Where's the other one? Oh, there's two. Here's the other one. Okay. I do believe it should lift out now. Let me double check what I'm doing. Okay, so there's two screws in the back. That's what I'm doing wrong. So if we come over here, we have one here and one here. Now the thing should plop out. Yes. Got some good dust in here. Beautiful. Ooh, yummy. So your power supply is usually your worst point, along with your heat sink at the top. And I would say our power supply has just a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty normal. Okay. We're gonna get to cleaning this unit first. I'm just gonna start with a small brush and start getting all of it off. Oh yeah, that's good. You kicked it from there. Interesting. These two heat sinks being so close together, it's gonna be a little hard to get in there. Let me get my vacuum so I can remove surface dust. So I'll be right back. Been looking for these projects. I plan on getting a shop vac that's a little quieter. That way I just have something always ready that's nice and quiet. As you can see, that makes pretty short work of everything. The only thing is, there is some stuff that's more caked on that you gotta get with the brush. And in between here, I can't quite get it with the vacuum. I'm just gonna use the brush to kind of break it all apart. But yeah, the theory was correct. We did have some good carpets in here. Not the worst I've seen, but definitely due for cleaning. Like I said, I've seen consoles that people don't clean and like the whole time they own them, they get bad. We're talking like 10 years, they're getting rid of the console. Okay. There we go, nice and squeaky clean. The other side of these heat sinks should be pretty good. They are. Although I should probably vacuum out these ports because they're a little dusty too. Yep. Now just to try to get a little more surface dust that's super stubborn, I have a rag here with alcohol. Be careful not to touch any copper parts that have alcohol because it tends to etch your fingerprints into them. Not into that the hard part. So I'm just gonna clean anything that I can get my finger into with this. Not necessary, but it helps scrub away some of the dust. It's a nice thing to do. Makes all the parts have a nice shine to them. I also have an alcohol brush I use in some of those really hard to reach places. But most of the places that matter here, you're going to be able to access. The only place that I don't think you can is down in these two heat sinks. My apologies, I should zoom in further for y'all at this point. Y'all probably got the point, though, with the vacuuming, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. Ah, wrong camera. Yes, behold my ceiling. There we go. That's a better view. But yeah. Once again, the whole alcohol thing's totally unnecessary. It just feels nice to do. I'm gonna grab a brush, dip it in alcohol. I'm going to clean these fins. Like I said, it only makes things look slightly better. But I still think it's the nice thing to do. Now this guy's really good and clean. I'm gonna flip it. Oh wait, I did miss one spot. Component here is like got some dust on it. No? Okay, now I feel good about this side. Look at this side of the board. Get my bowl for alcohol. Get my brush. Just because we're basically going to spot clean this board. Most places won't have dust, but the places that do, again, I like to go that extra mile and get it really clean. We're basically just going to put enough to douse the board, because isopropyl alcohol will not hurt your board. Especially 90% like this. Also a pretty decent solvent, so you can use it as adhesive remover most of the time. Although I feel like this paper tape's a little strongly bonded, so what I'll probably do, and I'm just dabbing off some of the alcohol to make sure I pull the dirt away from the board instead of just spreading it. But I think I'll just use acetone on that, because I have some acetone. Oops. Now, where the NVMe slot is, there's a little dust. This will be a lot easier because I can just flat out use an alcohol rag. Just because there's no components over here at the SD slot, or the NVMe slot. Certain areas, there's just so few components that you can get away with using it. Just don't use it in near too small components, because you may get a snag, and then you get a snag, it's obvious what'll happen. You may rip off the component. Hence why you use a brush. It's a lot softer, and then you just push off some of the alcohol, dab it, that way it pulls up the dirt. Yeah, I think this looks good as new. Right? Now it looks good as new. Beautiful. The only thing is that, like I said, that adhesive that I can remove. But, I'm gonna wait on that. Oh, look, you can see, if we look closely over here, let me zoom you all in. There's like little noodles of that thermal pad stuff I was talking about, because it's a liquid, and this part of the board has holes in it. So the pressure of the heat sinks pushed some of it through. That's funny. Anyways, now our board is pretty much clean. We're gonna set it on a good flat surface where it's safe. And we're gonna basically clean things in reverse order of how we took them apart, so that we can put it together as we go. Give me a second to clean this. Better. Next, we're gonna go for this guy. We're gonna pull off our front bezel. Now, I'm gonna grab another rag, and instead of using alcohol on this, I have another cleaner I'm gonna go get. Here we are. Just some good all-purpose cleaner. Oh, I better put on my mask again, because the surface is pretty glossy. On my face, oh no. There we go. Oops, I knocked my smudger over. Okay, we'll use this other rag. I'll also grab another brush just in case I have problem areas. Like little pegs like this. There's a little peg right there. There's a few of those in here. Oh, beautiful. I have a couple stubborn spots right here. Just because it has such a weird shape. guess nobody's quite awake because we don't have a lot of viewers and, well, any. But that happens quite often. I post at weird times and I have people who like different content, so some people only show up for game streams, some people only show up for repairs, some show up for both. Sorry, I did not mean to hit y'all. My challenge with these cleanings is always to try to make it look as if it's brand new, inside and out. This is the tough part. Now, since it's tough to get in there, what I'm going to use is yield and isopropyl alcohol. Spray some across there. And wipe up most of it. Should dry a lot faster. I did miss a spot though. You can't tell, I absolutely love isopropyl alcohol. It is my favorite thing to clean with. Because it dries so fast and it's so convenient. Plus, not gonna lie, I love the smell of it. And give everything a quick once over with the isopropyl. Because it tends to leave less streaks behind, which I think looks better. Did miss a spot on the outside here. Sorry, just trying to get it outside and in. There we go, beautiful. Beautiful and clean. Now for the outside. The outside should be a little more straightforward. Most of the crevices that are here don't actually pick up dust as much, but they're screw holes. Only really right here around the fan that does. But you can just kind of ball up the rag and push it in there. Wait, I do believe this guy should unlatch. It does. I can see the latches. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlatch it. There we go. That way that's a smaller part and that's easy, so I can just do it under soap and water. Even though I would typically douse this in soap and water, it's really not that bad, so I'm not going to. On most of these plastics, there's nothing caked up enough that I feel the need to do that. Maybe on the whites, but that's really about it. And those, I can just spray those down and use the drill attachment. Go. Make sure the back is nice and clean. I mean, this is obviously where the dust likes to hang out. Basically brand new there. Put that aside and we'll get our power supply going. The power supply is usually a more complicated process. I start by just vacuuming it. Okay, now typically there's a way to open this, and that's what I prefer to do. We're going to see if it's as difficult as the PS5 Slim, because the PS5 Slim, they abandoned doing that, just because it was so irritating to do. But first off, I'm going to pull this clip, and that allows us to take our little antenna out. This guy can just get wiped. Nothing too sensitive. Okay. I'm gonna first start by wiping the outside. That thing is nice and now, a lot of these steps aren't technically. If you were following along at home and you weren't comfortable disassembling it this far, just stop where I pulled out the fan and use a thin attachment on your vacuum to vacuum off whatever parts of the heatsink you see. That's usually enough to get you by, but like I said, I like to be extra about it. We're going to see how bad these clips are. Hopefully they're more like the PS4 style clips, where it's like a little difficult, but once you get to it, it's not that bad. Already not the greatest. Yeah. So it's definitely like the PS5 Slim, where they keep you out way too much, and I don't feel comfortable going in there. So we're gonna give it the olden method, just like I did with the PS5 Slim, and we're just gonna blow it out. Now don't get me wrong, that's usually enough. Like I said, I'm just usually I just do a lot extra with this stuff. So usually blowing it out is just fine. These power supplies don't actually get that hot. Hot enough that some warm air going over them is a good idea, but not hot enough that dust is going to kill it. We're going to go ahead and put our antenna back in. Line up this little notch, put it in there, and it just clicks down. Then we have little areas where we can route the cables, right here. Then it goes under here. Oh. Now we're ready to put our first piece back in its case. And that would be our power supply. Go. And now, also put in our main board. Ooh, I missed a single spot and it's bothering me. There we go. Much better. Now our main board can slot in. Now this guy, cable's a little womper jawed. It goes in this little gap right here. Now everything's nice. Yeah, because remember, this gets taped down to the board. These guys would strap down there. Now, if that's what we did, we're going to go ahead and put on our top cover. I know it still has dust on it, but we're just going to set it down on here. That way no dust gets on the bottom where we have all of our thermal pads, because that's really more of a worry than getting a little bit of dust back on the console that we can wipe off. This guy's got a nice little carpet on it. Yeah, I can just pull pieces of it off. So we're gonna vacuum it. Now we're gonna give it a brush. Where did I set my dusting brush? Da. There it is. Go ahead and dust out the heat sink. Okay, gotta get another new rag. Give it a little spritz. There's so many of these microfibers laying around, all for a good reason. Get every edge nice and clean. Beautiful. Beautiful! Okay. Grab a little acetone. Only a little bit. Up our pieces. Fun fact of the day, something I completely learned just because a kid got curious and asked the question, how was chloroform discovered? Fun fact, it was actually discovered twice by two different scientists and a third working with one of those scientists. They were actually all doctors who discovered it, and it was completely by accident. They had mixed bleach, hydrogen peroxide, and not hydrogen peroxide. They'd mixed bleach, acetone, and ethanol. So, like, alcoholic beverages ethanol. And they accidentally made it. My only guess, because the research paper that I read about it didn't really say, I was guessing that they were trying to make a strong cleaner, which they kind of did, but it works a lot better as a solvent. But it's strange that two different groups of people, both doctors, discovered it at the same time, roughly. They discovered it within a day of each other, which is just crazy. We're gonna go ahead and screw in this part. Fun facts with me. First, we'll screw in our board. Even though I think I never had to actually unscrew these. I'm pretty sure these go into that back plate that I didn't remove. I like to start in one corner and work my way out, just so that I know that this metal piece goes on 100% flat. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best way to do it, but it's the way I do it. The threads on these are not the smoothest, so... To be fair, it's nothing special, it's just me screwing another plate into the one in the bottom. So it's a little hard to mess up, but I'm sure there's ways to. Actually, you know what? It looks like not both of these should be filled in yet. Let me take a look at our iFixit and make sure which one of these I should go for first. Okay. Only the bottom one. Why it's useful to keep a iFixit guide open. iFixit. I'm gonna go correctly in. Okay, it's because that's a through hole for a difference. It just so happens that the head of this perfectly right here that we actually. Better. Oh man, he said, well, we're screwed. Wait a second. Oh. Curses. Got to put something back in the power supply. Good thing I can just move that out of the way and put these screws in. Yeah, I prefer not to, leave people's parts out. There you go. Get it to line up and plug back in. Perfect. Now we continue with these. Oh. Need to correct a bit. Where'd my bit go? Oh, it fell down. There it is. And we can continue this on. We have 43 mil long screw. With this one. Give me a second. Here's my measuring tool. Okay, this is it. Yeah. There we go. Ooh. Ooh, so many of these. Oh, wait. Oh. Curse me. So this guy right here is where a cable goes. So in other words, all of this has to come out before I can lock that connector in. And I don't know how I missed that. But I'm very disappointed I did, because this is a lot of screws that I've done. Now, what I believe that cable to is that front bezel, so once we get these screws off, we'll go ahead and get it clean. What we might get away with leaving just this edge of screws and lifting it up. But oh my goodness, this is still so loose. Ah, these screws, figures. There we go. Now I should be able to. Oh, I just feel like that's not enough room to put the clasp back in. If only I would have done it right the first time. Ugh. Finally. This guy will... I know that it comes off pretty easily right now, but it'll actually reseat a lot better once it heats up. It'll actually melt this thermal goop back into its place. Anyways, and for this guy, I'm gonna flip this upside down. Put it in my lap for now. Because this guy will be real quick. Yeah, like I said, there's not really a lot of interest in this part right here. You just kind of wipe it. There isn't much to dust, any of that. Doesn't go in a place with a lot of dust. Now, oops. It's okay. That's fine. Now it just kind of slides in here. Actually, I think it may go between the board. I may have shoulda put this in a lot earlier. Yes, I should have. That is okay because our board isn't really attached yet. Actually, goes below even the power supply. Goes up to the right spot. Right here. Little clips to put down. There we go. That's a lot better. Now this main cable goes back in. Click this clasp down. We may as well put in our small little cables here now. 99% sure I'm not forgetting anything else. Huh. Now for all the tiny screws. Every single one of them silver screws now. I went really country. Anyways, I might as well put in these cables. Totally not procrastinating, trying to find things to do other than putting in the silver screws. Okay, let's put in the screws. Trying to think of another wild medicinal fact. There's quite a few, because a lot of medications were discovered by accident. Ooh. This is an arm workout. Oof. I'm gonna give my arm a quick break because, like I said, it's getting to feel like a workout. Yeesh. Okay. Show must go on. Sorry, I'm so quiet. It's just I'm trying so hard to figure out a way to make this interesting. But you know, when the part that we're to is just 500 screws, it's kind of difficult to make things interesting. Oh my goodness, guys! Can you believe it? I'm gonna put this screw in the screw hole. Oh my goodness, y'all didn't even see. Crazy. Content. Oh my god. Lord. So close. Only a few more. Okay. Oh. I knocked our little bit off here. Anyways, I have a screw in the wrong spot. So I don't have enough. No, everything looks fine. That means it's probably just rolled over. Rolled off somewhere. There it is. Cool. Like a pro. Da. Next off, we're gonna route our cables, and then we're gonna worry about sticking these back down. Shut up, I know I'm using double-sided tape, but I'm too lazy to get up and get the normal stuff, so... Plus, all it needs to do is really hold the cables down. Yes, very much, for some reason. I'm guessing it's, you know, the crowd mentality, you know, the idea that, okay, if there's nobody in here, then it must not be worth watching. Even though it's like, well, this is the same as the content I do on days where I get a lot of views, so it's like, clearly that's not true. Or maybe it is, and people are just brain dead on those days, I don't know. Maybe people are just watching bad content. Ah, okay then. Yeah, then I agree with you. Since I got fingerprints all over, we're gonna do a quick wipe down anywhere that I've touched. Once again, completely unnecessary, but I like being extra with it. A lot of days it kind of helps get things started because I usually have my friends join in, but I guess none of them are free right now. Okay. We're gonna move that away. Start cleaning up on this cable here. Beautiful, clean, brand new looking. Oh, I did miss a spot. Womp. There we go. Next, we're gonna go for D drive. Got a good amount of dust on it. I don't know. But even if people don't show up to my streams, they're always really fun to make. I enjoy doing this a lot. I mean, hence why I do it. It's not like I'm making any money off of it at this point. But I have a lot of fun doing it. So that's the CD drive. I think we might as well just install the CD drive. Oh wait, CD drive comes after the next plastic plate. Does it? No, it doesn't. We can install the CD drive. Okay. Now this cable. Stream alerts. Yeah. I have them in our Discord, our personal Discord between me and my friends. Ooh. That's smart. Yeah, I should. Okay. Let me attempt to remember which way this went. This is the front, so it should go this way. Yeah. Sometimes these cables are hard to deal with. I'm gonna put it in the CD drive first. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate these connectors a lot. They are very annoying and finicky. Back of this to relatch that. Because Lord knows we need to hold our cables in place with the might of frickin' Zeus. Guessing you use OBS, but if you use OBS, I'm not sure if you can. I am using OBS. The only thing is, if you can't install it, there's a lot of web resources you can usually use. For example, the chat resource I'm using is actually just technically a web URL that reformats the chat. So I'm sure they make one that's similar for web alerts, since you can get them through email. Plus, you can also get them on your dashboard. So theoretically, there's a way to get them web URL. If not, a bit of Python script could do that. Why am I drawing a blank now? Alright. The next step, is most certainly we need to do the other half of the case. Ba-da-ba-ba! Dusty. Here's my brush. You know me, I gotta get good and down in there, otherwise I feel like I'm not doing it right. Oh yeah, monetization? Yeah, but I have a far way to go before I'm able to enable it. I probably will when I can, though. This cover has... Yeah, I know how monetization works. Problem with this side of the cover, though, this one's got so many little crevices. At least it's the side that comes out easy. Oops. Makes it easier if you go with a brush first. All these little crevices and dilute the dust. Yeah, that's true. To be fair, you can get a lot of the features you can get with Twitch on YouTube. It's just a lot more work. Like I said, there are times where I've seen features on Twitch that you can't get on YouTube. And I'm like, I could write a custom Python script, but do I want to? Yeah, I've seen that a lot too. Flush these little crevices with alcohol. There we go. Where's our other rag? Just set the thing down. Here it is. I'm gonna shake out most of it and wipe it. May as well do the other side now. This side's gonna be a lot easier. There's less crevices on this side. Beautiful. Did miss a little spot. Coloring. Here we go. A nice, clean cover. Now I'm going to take a spudger. I'm going to put it in this rag wet with alcohol. And get it here. Because for some reason this side's a little more caked up on these fins than the other one. There we go. Okay, that looks nice. Now we're gonna get this guy up in here. Now we're gonna screw in the cover. So we start with our 43 mil long, which is 1.7 inches. Just because I don't have a proper measuring tool with me. Okay, this is our 1.7. We're supposed to have 2 of those. Where's our set? Er, uh, er. Before I put it in, just in case we find out that it's plugged in or screwed in somewhere else, I'm going to start by screwing in these 2 power supply screws on the back. Yeah, that's true. YouTube's a big process. It's usually a lot easier if you get a lot of people from somewhere else and then you bring them over to YouTube, but I like the challenge. Hey, how did I lose literally the biggest screw though? Was that not a 43 mil that I was supposed to use in the other spot? Let's see. 43.2. And this one is 43.2. I wonder if it was still in the case and I ended up flinging it over where I set the case. I'll have to look in a second. I'll just put in all the other screws for now. And who knows, maybe it'll make it more obvious once I have less screws on my desk. We have a 23 mil. So that's a little under an inch. To this guy. Yeah, I've been working on making sure my thumbnails don't show me gaming if I'm cleaning stuff. So these are 23 mils, right? Maybe these are. These look more like the 23 mils. Okay, they are. Sorry, not that hole. Goes right here. And our other 23 mil goes in here. Supposed to have another 7.3 mil screw, so we're missing that too. Like I said, it's probably around here. I'm just gonna have to look. It'll be easier once there's less on my desk. We're gonna do our 18 mils. No, I'm covering them. Hold on. This guy, that's definitely not it. 2, 4. Yeah, because I have 5 screws over here. We have 223 mils going there. 111 mil. That's our real tiny one. And 131 mil. So here's our other 2 mil. If only it was that convenient, bro. If only. So yeah. Here's our other one. Huh. Excuse me. Maybe they made a mistake, because this one looks like 31 mil. Maybe we end up with 31 mil in one of the spots where I put a 32 mil. And I bet you it's that spot on the inside, because it felt like my threading was going deeper than it should. So we're gonna hit it with the quick unscrew. And steal that 32 mil. Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 31. I blame iFixit entirely. Go. And that screw I'm talking about is over here under the disk drive. Heck yeah. See what I mean? It threads in a lot further than it feels like it needs to. So, a 31 mil would work fine. Oops, I just knocked the crap out of my camera. See, that makes more sense. There we go. Right there. There we go. Get my diagram out. There we go. Our 43 mils go both at the bottom. There we go. Now, let's clean up our fan. Got a little bit of dust. Okay. Once again, we have a fan that's not very easy to disassemble, so we're going to start by brushing off all the loose dust. And we're going to do the very, very careful method of putting alcohol in this, because if we get it in the hub, there's a good chance that it'll break down the oil, and then the fan will be effed. Mixing up all of the dust with this brush. Good and loose. I mean, I wish they would make it easier to just pull the fan off the hub. Or at the very least, pull it off the metal bracket. Then you could get more access to all of this. Okay, let me take a vacuum of this. Dusty, dusty. Okay, see you when you're back, bud. Next off. In this metal bracket, so it's nice and beautiful and shiny. Beautiful. Next, we're gonna get a brush and some alcohol. Start getting at the harder to reach places. You know what? At least on this part, we can sort of douse it. Just make sure not to get it where the board is. That's when you risk getting it in the parts that'll ruin. On the board here, I'm carefully brushing just a little at a time on, and then pulling it off with the brush, just to get it clean. Don't go overboard with it, because then you'll have the issue of, like I said, it'll break down that oil. So you don't want enough that it'll get in the bearing and break down oil. Like I said, isopropyl alcohol really is my friend here. You saw how much I soaked to the table, but you know. Just don't bring an open flame near me. Now I'll clean this back bracket again, because I got more dust on it in the process. Clean the cable. There we go. Now, it basically looks brand new. It is going to need to dry a bit more, though. Oops. Ooh, we did miss a singular spot. So this spot's easy to get. You just stuff the towel in there. spin it around. It seems like it should be hard to get, but it really isn't. And boom, now it's clean. There is a bit of surface dust left on the blade, but that's kind of hard to get without being able to take the blades off and soak them. I think it's good enough. Next we have this little grill. It's going to be wiped clean. Why they didn't make this part Phillips head, I don't know. I feel like they should have made taking the fan off Phillips head screws so that dusting would be easier. But they in fact did not do that. Okay. Drop in our fan. Plug goes here. Supposed to be raised? Maybe it is. Or does it go this way? Okay, it goes the other way. Perfect. Now, and look at my screw diagram, make sure I put them in right. So our longest screw be these guys. Actually, it's this guy. It's the 31 mil, which goes right here. I'll flip it so y'all can see it better. Right there. That's a 31 mil. Then we have two 23 mils. They're supposed to go in here. Not it. Okay, it is it. I'm guessing I don't have it lined up. Oh no. That's where our spare screw went that I was missing. It's underneath there. Like I always say, it wouldn't be me if I didn't make a few mistakes. That's okay. Not too hard to get into this top cover. Oops, I just dropped a screw. There we go. I was just sitting on it. Funny, I have a full-on diagram where to put the screws, but there's so many that I feel like I can't figure out where they go anyways. There we go. Darn it. And I unplugged the disk drive. Even though it's a pain to get this guy back in. Now, which one was it? This guy. Ah, I should have noticed they put 2 lines next to every screw that you are supposed to leave unscrewed. I just didn't notice that at all. That's okay. I learned pixie dust and whatnot. I miss my wife, Pomni. I miss her a lot. I'll be back. Okay. Table. Does it already have a screw in it? No, it does not. Why is that not threading in? There we go. There we go. They put way too many safety features with the frickin' fan, though. I still think that's dumb. That goes in. Once again, I don't know why the color's all washed out today. It's been like that. I may need to replace my camera. It does have a small crack in the lens. I wonder if dust has finally gotten into there. Like I said, it's been like that for a while, but I think dust may have finally gotten in there. Hey, see, now it screws in. And if dust finally got in there, maybe the lens is scratched. All I can do is really clean it and see if it does better, but I don't think it will. Next, we have our power supply cable for our CD drive. Cable's nice and flat, pretty. There we go. You know what's funny about that? The next step is that we cover it up. Yeah. Give everything a quick wipe down. I'm probably going to go on all the pegs that the side panels attach with using a brush. Should also screw this silver screw at the bottom end before I forget it. Beautiful. Oh, this stream's been a couple hours. Actually taken longer than I thought it was. I just haven't looked at the time in so long. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That makes those pegs look a lot more pretty. Now we got our NVMe slot. Once again, literally the thing that is my favorite about the PlayStation. Like, I'm not a console guy, but if I picked a console, it'd be the PlayStation because they don't make their storage something stupid and proprietary. The rest of what we have to put on doesn't actually require a screwdriver. Next, we're going to work on these two little grills. Ah, you're back? Nice. I can get the loose dust out before I actually start using the alcohol. Like, I could clean this with soap and water, but I already have all the tools I use everywhere else, so I may as well just... Like I said, when somebody gives me something to clean, I make it my job to make sure it plays and looks like it's brand new. Oh, we got another viewer in the stream. Nice. Nice. I don't know. I feel like these pieces are gonna clean better with water, so that's what I'm gonna do. Next, we'll focus on this guy. There's a little attachment for the vac. It's supposed to help the fan out a little. There's the vacuum. Here it is. Clean one blade at a time. Hard to get too deep into the small ones, but I got it. To be fair, these smaller ones don't really have a lot to clean off. They're so small. There's not enough surface area to really cling on to much dirt. There we go. Nice and clean, brand new looking. Go ahead, wipe the face off. This isn't going to be too dusty, so a good wiping is just good enough. Beautiful. Really, the only last parts are the parts that I want to clean real nice and deep. So we have these two exhausts that I want to soak in water. and the side panel, of which, as they're white, and we all know how white is, I want to clean very well. I'm going to start by just spraying this and wiping it. See how that goes. If we need to, we'll use the drill with the brush attachment on here. Oh yeah, this is definitely looking like a good job for the brush attachment. So I think that's what we'll do. I love this brush attachment. It's probably one of the most useful things I have for cleaning these consoles. I just realized my mic's picking up the drill, so I'll mute that while I keep going so y'all don't have to listen to that crap. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a new rag. Wipe all this off. You'll notice it looks a lot more white now. A little on my keyboard. Look at that. Only thing that's left is like permanent scuff marks. I would have to use like a magic eraser to get those off, and it would ruin the texture. Beautiful. And all the parts you see, they look sharp. Well, now they do. There we go. There's a small black mark there that's bothering me. See the difference? How this is slightly brown. This is like completely white. I use this technique on Xboxes as well. It works really well. There we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and wipe it up. And look at how white that is. Just immediately better. I'm gonna grab yet another cloth. Have some alcohol. I'm gonna give it a final wipe. Try to get rid of some of that spray on there. Because I don't want it to smell super strong of cleaner. Oh, scheiße. Okay, it's good. I didn't add any marks. Yeah, just wipe everything down with the alcohol. Bear cleaner off. Has less of a strong smell. And I could try to scrub here on the bottom because the brush didn't do much, but I don't think I can do any better. It's like pressed into the plastic. Next side. This one's gonna be easier because we don't have so many little crevices. Okay, time to wipe it down. Like I said, it's good I have 500 of these. I have a ton of these microfibers. Sorry, I just got a little bit in my keyboard. I hope I'm not messing up any of the stream getting this out. There we go. Boom, so much whiter. For this side. This is a good 3-hour stream for me to just go back to and just listen to background noise. It's like one of those restoration videos. It's like not interesting enough for you to be watching the actual video, but interesting enough that you put it on in the background while you study or something, and you get distracted every 5 minutes. Okay, now we're gonna go back with the alcohol rag. Like, I have a very specific process for getting these as white as I do. A lot of people end up looking at them and thinking, "Oh, you got a new console. That's sick." And I have to be like, "No, I just cleaned it for them." I just take too much pride in my work, man. How beautiful and white that is. Literally looks like you're looking at a piece of paper. Very last piece is these grills. Way to get the stuff for these grills. Oh, back again. Go ahead, give it a spray. Go. We got some nice hot water. Still below on my toe. Things are falling off with all the soap water. I'll take them off real quick. Okay. It's usually good enough for things, so take it out and start trying. Oh yeah, that looks good as new. Bada bing. There we go. Bada boom. There you go. Nice and clean. Now, time to assemble everything together. This is dry enough that I'm not worried about it leaking off, so. And just dry the rest of the way like that. Gonna get the top of this up here where you can see it. Got a little notch. Okay, this, the one that goes on the fan is slightly different. Get this little bubble of soap out of here real quick. There we go. Now it goes in here, and it just presses down. Now the other side actually has a notch. So you gotta make sure you line that up too, of which I didn't get first try. For the other side, same process. Only now it's not a special shape as much, just because there's less of the fan in the way. Now, we can go ahead and put on our side panels. For these, line up all your little tabs, press down, and then you push it upwards. These are the easiest parts to replace. A lot of people like to customize them and get skins and stuff. But you can also just buy custom prints for pretty cheap and they just slide on. Now I'm going to go ahead and macro mode y'all so y'all can see the rest of what I'm doing. Boop. Ignore the mess. Only kind of bad. Let me turn y'all's bit rate up too. There you go. A little bit smoother video. Now we're gonna put on our stand. Goes down here. Goes underneath the back. Really it. And it just kind of presses until it gets a grip with the little rubber feet that it has. And then this fan. This fan we have. So you line it up with the topmost USB port. Then you come to the top and there's little pegs and they just go into this part of the grill. And it slides into the USB port. Now, it is time to test run it to make sure I didn't F anything up. I don't usually F things up, but it does happen from time to time, and it's always best to test it and know if you need to tell the client bad news or just handing them a brick. Always want to know that beforehand so you know how to break the news and not be like, anyways, I fixed it, it works great now, and then they turn it on and it never works. Okay. Where did I put that cable? Here it is. Let me go find a controller real quick. Be right back. Also gonna turn y'all out of macro mode. Where did I put that dang controller? I am a fool. They had a controller in the back with the PlayStation. Duh. Okay, now all I need is my S monitor. I will also take the excuse to clean the screen. Grab this guy. This guy. Okay. We'll hit it with the power on. Turn on our remote. Hey, PlayStation logo. Let me turn down y'all's ISO so that it doesn't look so bad. There y'all go. Look at that. I suppose since this is our, okay. Since this is considered our esports stuff too, or at least we have an esports account on here, I reckon it won't hurt if I thought that was a scratch for a second. Adjust your HDR settings to optimize video quality of your games. Press the up and down to adjust the brightness until the symbol is barely visible. There you go. There we go. I'm just gonna put on a game just to stress test it. We have, I believe Rocket League should be on here. Not really the most intensive to stress test it, but it's something I know what I'm doing with. I really need to get a capture card for when I'm doing tests like this. I do intend on buying one. I have one in my cart. I just have not bought it yet. Wow, it's quite a bit quieter than it used to be. It's almost like having a carpet in your lungs makes it hard to breathe. Oh my goodness. I guess this counts never played Rocket League. But yeah, everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. I'm gonna obviously keep testing it on my own, just to make sure it doesn't overheat or anything weird happens once it gets under high load. I'm basically just gonna leave the game open in the background, running with bots, and let it just, you know, run through. And if it shuts down weirdly, then we'll know. I believe I can do that. Great private match, yeah. You can do all-star bots. Make the team size max. Random. There you go. Oh, I need internet. That's okay. I have Ethernet cables, so I can Ethernet it. Anyways, I'll see you guys. Have a good one.